Bleachers. As always, I'm your host, Keanen and once again joined by my co-host, Alex Tanaka. He wasn't here last time, but he's back now, and hopefully for the remainder of however long this podcast goes on, and hopefully through the regular season, hey?
I sure hope so. I targeted. I hope so.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. We got actually quite a bit of off-season news for an early February episode.
A lot of
Couple
housekeeping. A
trades,
lot of housekeeping.
few signings.
Yeah, it's been everybody's just kind of filling out the roster with depth pieces. Probably won't
Pretty
touch
much.
too much on that today, but I mean, there's a
We
few
got
retirements.
the last few big
trades.
moves of the off-season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do you want to call Zach Gallen not being signed a big move, or is that just
If it weren't, he had a weak 2025, but that
Agreed.
he's a bounce back candidate.
serious bounce back contender?
Yeah. But before we get into the signings, there is a little Yasiel Puig news. You probably haven't heard his name in a while because he's been playing in out of the MLB in other countries, but he's charged. He's guilty of obstruction and lying to federal officials and faces up to 20 years in prison.
Yes.
Kind of out of left field, but a little on brand for the way his career had been going the past few years.
Yeah,
If that makes
very.
sense.
Just kind of on brand for his entire career, where there's just been always so much weird things, right? Like
Yeah.
this is, we should specify this is connected to illegal gambling, but
Yeah.
not the illegal gambling case that is involving Emmanuel Classe. So a lot of illegal gambling going on out there. But this is a case from 3 years ago. We don't know when sentencing will be. The maximum, I believe, is 20 years in prison. So yeah, really not good for Yasiel Puig, who, I mean, what, like 10 years ago was maybe like the brightest young star in baseball.
And one of the most fun players,
One
too.
of the most fun, one of the most talented. Could never really get out of his own way, and this
No.
is a prime example of that.
Yeah, it's a wild end to a fairly wild career. I think he was playing in Mexico the past few years.
Yeah, I believe he played in the Mexican League. I think
Yeah.
he's repped by the same agent who reps Trevor Bauer, and they have a connection to the Mexican League.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That
they
adds.
stick together.
That
Okay?
adds.
Yeah, they stick together.
Yeah. A little bit of Blue Jays news. I think the only thing Blue Jays related that we'll be talking about this week, Buck Martinez, their longtime announcer, has officially retired from his duties in the booth.
One of the
Yeah, he
longest.
said it himself. There was only one better way to end the 2025 season, but
Yeah, I think for a lot of people in Canada, like he's been the Blue Jays, right? Like he's been the voice of the Blue
yeah,
Jays. He's
for
managed to
quite a long
play for the
time.
team, right? Like, so it's incredibly impactful, and yeah, it is a sad day for the Jays. It would have been great if like his final call would have been them winning the World Series, but
Yeah,
that's never really going to happen, right? So
it is the highest ask for an announcer
yeah,
to have his
right.
last
So,
call as that
but
go.
I think he meant a lot to the franchise and a lot to the fans.
He
So
did.
it is nice to see the kind of outpouring of support and everybody kind of sharing their stories and everything
Yeah.
like that.
No more get up ball, get out of here calls though.
I
Those will be
think
missed.
if I was someone in Toronto who wanted to a local government official, what I would say is that if you wanted to maybe never lose an election again, get a street sign, call it swing and drive. Right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like that's all you got
Yep.
to do. I saw someone on Twitter post, I'm like, that is brilliant and genius. All you got to do is just swing and then it's drive. Genius.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the MLB news here. A couple of trades to go over. Firstly, the White Sox finally got rid of Luis Robert. It took them a couple of years, but they did it.
They definitely didn't sell high.
No, I like the return though.
No, the return is good.
Luis
The return is good, and the
Luis
Mets.
Angel Acuna for
Yeah.
like 4 years of a rookie deal left.
And that's probably as good as it was going to get.
Yeah, at
Like,
this
do you
stage
think
of
any other
Robert's
team
career,
in the market for Robert would have been able to give up someone like Acuna?
no, he needed. Even if they traded him last year, like the day after Crochet went, the value wouldn't have been any more than it is right now.
No,
It had just the last few years had just turned into that for him.
and I mean the White Sox now are like really stripping it down to the studs in terms of this rebuild. Like they've
But they got some young talent there though.
no, which is good, but I feel like Robert is kind of like the I don't want to call him like the last remnant of like that team that was kind of weirdly competitive.
He was though.
He
Like no one
was.
else is
He
there.
was. It's just sad because like I thought they were going to be so good. Moving on from him, I think it just shows it's Colson Montgomery's team now. right?
It
Like,
is.
and even just
Yep.
getting, I mean, they've brought in Jordan Hicks now. They're taking stronger steps to like not just lose 110 games every year. So hopefully, I think
Yeah.
for them, a win is losing double-digit games. If you can only lose, if you can keep the losses below 99, you're in there. So yeah, but
Yeah, they got Dominguez too from the Blue Jays to close games for them. That's still a good
yeah,
little
that'll
move
go
there
really
too.
well. Tell him, maybe tell Dominguez. I don't know if anyone's told him that. Throwing meatballs over the middle of the plate to Shohei Ohtani is a bad idea.
No, it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
But for the White Sox, good little signing.
yeah, and eventually you no longer want your signings to be good for the White Sox. Eventually, you just want them
Yeah,
to be good signings. This is the first step in that. So they're kind of legitimizing their major league operation here, which is good.
no, it's a great. I think this is a great offseason for a team that isn't win now.
No,
This is exactly how it should be operating.
they are
Little short
winning
term
in
deals.
3 years, right? They are,
Yeah,
like hope, like a great rebuild cycle for them is 3 years. They're pushing for the wild card, right? Like
yeah,
that's where they are, and it's what they're tracking for. So they just got to
it
not make
is.
any big mistakes between now and 2027 or 2028.
Well, the ownership is turning over within these next couple of years
Yeah,
too,
which is good
which
because Ryan's
could
a
help.
clown. So
Yeah, it could help, and whatever happens with in the MLB could help them too.
yeah, I because Chicago's a good baseball market. You
It is.
just show them a winner, show them
There's a
what
reason
they
they've
can
got two
do.
teams.
Yeah, right. So I I mean I think baseball is good when Chicago has two good teams. So you want the White Sox to do well because that
When
division's
was
really weak.
when was the last time they had two good teams though?
May
I don't even think in our lifetime.
no, then in the 2000s, the White Sox were okay in the early 2000s
That's true.
when the Cubs were
Yeah.
really good. But
It was just the small playoff format made it look a little
yeah, it
worse.
did. Definitely. But the White Sox were never really like that bad.
Yeah,
2005
until
was kind of a
it was
fluke,
just
in my
like
opinion, though.
the Jose Abreu era is when they really fell apart.
And then they rejuvenated for like a year and a. Do you remember Yerman Mercedes? How fun was that?
That the 1 month of your
Yeah, that was a
Mercedes
fun time, wasn't it?
when he was just the best player ever.
And then Tony La Russa just fucking ruined him, and it's like you're an ass.
I mean, he fell apart on his
He
own.
did,
But
well, having a 7-year-old alcoholic as the manager surely didn't help the situation.
no, it did not. Yeah, we also next trade we saw this one coming. It had been speculated for a little while. The Milwaukee Brewers have traded Freddy Peralta to the New York Mets.
Mets
Good
make
return,
moves.
but you hate to see them do it year in and year out. Like
It's not good to see. It's not good to watch.
no,
They are the Tampa Bay Rays of the National League. That's
they are.
we can firmly call that their identity.
They're just a
I'm,
little
I'm more
better.
interested in talking about the Mets though. When's the last time, Keenan, a team has been all in and has had such low success as this Mets group has the past 5 years? Because they have
In baseball.
consistently in baseball, in
In
really
baseball.
any sport though, because the Mets have been
Yeah, yeah.
every single offseason, they make a bunch of big moves. They end up spending more money, and they are, quote, all in, unquote, on winning the World Series that year. And they've never even gotten close. I mean, they have gotten close. They've never made it to the dance, though. So
Yeah, they haven't
that was
in this window of consistent
yeah,
spending. They've never made the World Series.
what the closest they got was like the Grimace year. Jose Iglesias
Last
was fucking
2024, yeah.
2024. CS great appearance. Then they let Pete Alonso go. Um, I just can't think of an example in sports when a team is probably top three in spending year in, year out, always making big moves, and is not this successful.
The Brooklyn Nets had their little thing for a
Nets,
little
yeah,
while.
the Nets is a good one. The Nets,
But they collapsed
yeah, but
though.
it felt like the Nets was also a bit health wise too.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
think the Nets
yeah.
is a good, maybe like the 76ers with like James Harden and Joel
Okay.
Embiid in the NBA too. But yeah, it's kind of hard to watch every year because like last year, do you know how good they were in the front half of the season?
They were I think top 3 team
I
in the
think
first
they
few
were the
months.
best team in baseball for like the first 2 months. They were incredible, and then they just capitulated because there's not really a leader in there, and they just traded
Yeah.
the guy who was closest to being a leader in Alonzo. So I mean, do you want
And
to call
yeah,
Jeff McNeil a leader? Is he a leader?
Lindor's the closest they've got to a leader now.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's got problems with every other infielder that was on
Yeah.
the team. Also, McNeil got traded. He's gone.
Oh my
He's with the
God, you're
A's.
right. He did get traded. That's what happens when I don't do the show for a month. This
We didn't do the show for a month, though.
You
To
did
be fair,
no. I mean, yeah, like the Mets. I mean, yeah, when the captain of the team, the infielder, hates everybody else he's playing with, that's not
yeah.
good. And it's going to look really. He's going to get really annoyed when he sees how bad Bo Bichette is at playing third base. That's not going to help things.
I forgot he's playing third base this year.
It's going to look so bad. It's going to be
It's a very
horrible.
strange infield.
We
It's
we will be there. We
It
will
will
be
be there. This might be. They might win more games because of the talent on the roster, but it might be more
defensively.
disastrous.
They're a complete mess.
It could be a very disastrous year for
Like
them. With
Polanco's playing first.
yeah, he hasn't played first before. Bobichette's playing third, despite the whole offseason being he's not a good defender. He needs to be a second
He's not.
baseman, and they shift him to arguably the second hardest position in the infield and the one where you need the most arm strength.
Yeah.
He's not making those
Look,
Arenado plays.
no.
Not even close.
There's going to be a lot of the throw bounces twice. A lot of the throw somehow gets airmailed. He's not going to be a great
He
charging the
also
ball. Limited range guy.
he doesn't have Vladdy doing the splits over there to help him
No,
out
and
too.
Alonso was a pretty good first baseman too, actually.
Alonso was good, and now you've got a new first baseman in Polanco.
What could
These,
possibly go wrong?
if he throws, are going to look worse because Polanco's not digging him out of the dirt.
Keenan, I see no. This is the most Mets infield you could possibly imagine. Really talented offensively, all kind of hate each other already before even playing. Really bad defensively. Sounds like the New York Mets to me.
Sounds like the New York Mets. The New York Mets of the 2020s. Somehow a mess.
Offensive, like offensive minded, flawed. No real leadership there. Really not
Yeah.
good.
Somehow the Brewers get two very good prospects in this trade that they will turn into perennial all-stars.
And then
for
trade
the
them away
60s.
again for prospects.
Yeah. Yeah. And the cycle continues.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, but it works enough for them. For what ownership wants it to be, it works. They're in the playoffs. That's what they care about. They got that little bit of extra revenue. They're not really going to compete for the World Series until they spend an extra couple pennies, but we're a couple years away from that. This was a shocking trade for me. I didn't think the Rangers needed to pull this one off with the offensive problems they had last year. They brought in starting pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Washington Nationals for a couple of low-end prospects heading back to Washington. I thought the Nationals could have gotten more. I didn't think the Rangers needed to make this trade.
I have a very similar reaction. I don't understand what the Rangers are building over there. I don't know what they're doing. Because
Yeah, get
last
rid of
year
Semyon.
they had a
It looks like you're trying to shed payroll.
no interrupt me, okay. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because the strength last year was they had one of the best staffs in the league,
Yeah,
and maybe they're concerned about it. It is a bit older, but still there are offensive holes from that have opened up since last year, and that offense was one of the worst in the league last year. And instead of addressing that, you've spent some of your prospect capital, not a whole lot, grant you, on a pitcher who we're still like. Are you still in on Mackenzie Gore? Like being like achieving like his ceiling, or
yeah. Well, it was a bad second half, but he was playing through an injury.
yeah. So
So
it is a bit of a dice roll, but I would have preferred they went after an offensive player. There were a lot of them available.
this rotation though, huge upside. Nathan Eovaldi and Jacob DeGrom, who were both amazing last year. Mackenzie Gore, who like we just said has high upside, and Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker. We don't know what they're going to do at the major league level across a full season.
I know what
But
Jack
there's
Leiter's going to
talent.
do. It's pitched very poorly.
Yeah.
I can comfortably say that now. I think he's terrible.
All right. But
And
yeah,
Kumar
this
Rocker, like we've been hearing about him since I was in high school. How good Kumar Rocker is. Like no, he can't stay healthy. He can't find the zone. Whatever. Degrom's getting older. Like it doesn't matter anyways. Even if these guys all pitch up to their potential, which is not going to happen, if they all give you 150 innings, this team still can't score any runs, and they're still going to finish third in the West, no matter how well they pitch, because they are offensively one of the worst teams in the league. The Chicago White Sox might score more runs than them this year.
yeah. They're going to bank on Evan Carter and White Langford completely breaking out this year. Because the infield is
Always
aside
good to
from
bet on a
Corey
couple of
Seager.
20-year-olds taking the next step.
Yeah,
History's
aside from
shown
Cor-
in professional sports that when you go all in one area and you adjust everything around a couple of 20-year-olds overperforming, things go really well for you.
Yeah.
Actually,
But yeah, the
an
infield's
example
nice.
of this, the Toronto Blue Jays. They put
Toronto
on
Blue
Clement and
Jays.
Barger, and shit kind of worked out. But that's not going to happen. Not going to happen this year.
Kyle Higashioka is projected to be their starting catcher
In the Big 26, Keenan.
in the big 2026. They got Danny Jansen there as well, but whatever.
Again, another guy who can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
Another guy who's
another guy who.
always battling injuries.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, and Kevin Pillar gave us a glimpse in last year. Like he talked about how clicky and how divided that team is. So it's not going to go well. I can see the fucking fire burning right now. Isn't Schumacher
It
the
is.
manager
Yeah.
though?
Sorry.
Didn't Skip Schumacher take over this year?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
So he could maybe coax him into a wild card spot, but I don't. I'm just not sold. The roster construction to me is very flawed. I don't think they're going to be able to create enough runs.
Yeah. Last trade of this episode, at least. Who knows how the rest of the offseason goes. It really rounded out the Mariners team, bringing in Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals, a very good middle infielder who should slide in nicely at second base and be a good replacement for Jorge Polanco. They lost Shizinte, the switch pitcher, but that's the only thing that was really going for him is that he threw with his left and right hand.
Yeah, who cares? That's like a circus.
It was yeah, good trade for the Seattle Mariners, and the Cardinals are blowing it up. It's full on rebuild.
Which hasn't happened in how many, like 25 years probably for the
A
Cardinals?
long pre Pujols era.
Yeah, I got to think about how long 25. Yeah, a long, long time. The St. Louis
90s,
Cardinals-
before our time.
yeah,
Way before
they
our
are
time.
stripping it down to the studs, as I say, and fully gutting the which is what you need to do. I thought that the Jays actually should have targeted Brendan Donovan when they lost Bo Bichette, but
Yeah.
this is a really good pickup for Seattle. Like he's going to be a steady bat, good glove, like a really good addition to a team looking to win more games. Is he going to hit as well as Jorge Polanco hit last year? Probably not, but still a really good replacement. You don't have to give up a whole lot for him, right? Like,
Yeah, no, he's consistent, a decent player at every aspect of the game, which is exactly what the Seattle Mariners needed. They were a big boom or bust offense last year in the playoffs. The strikeouts is what lost them game 7. And you bring in a guy who's just a good contact hitter, decent power, good doubles, can hit a home run sometimes, steal the base here and there, play some good defense, just rounds out the team really nicely.
yeah, it's just a very competent move to replace one of your key players with somebody who has a very similar skill set and kind of complements the offense very nicely. Like he's not going to be a 200 strikeout guy or whatever. Gets bad on ball, can hit all fields. What all those cliches, da 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 da. But they're cliches because they make sense.
I saw this circulating online. I want your opinion. Are they the best team in the American League right now on paper?
On paper, yeah, but games aren't played on paper.
That was it. That was the question.
I'll say on paper maybe, but on a baseball field, the Toronto Blue Jays are better.
Yeah, I think that's a
Like on
good
paper, you can
answer.
say the Mariners roster and staff looks better, but the Blue Jays team plays better.
Yeah, it's
What
going to
I
come
like to
down
say.
to who plays better.
Yeah, and
And
the Jays roster is not as good. There's a lot of question marks around it, but they play
yeah,
better baseball than the
it's going to be a lot of
Mariners.
can this guy replicate last year where Seattle is all right. This is a very well-rounded team
Yeah,
right now.
100%.
And I think what Seattle has going for them is on paper what we can see right now. The West looks much weaker.
Significantly weaker.
Yeah.
Significantly weaker. I have no
Never-
idea what's going on in Houston.
No, Houston is a
I'm
very
repeat.
weird spot right now. Valdez is off the board.
Yeah.
I don't think they were bringing him back anyways, but rotation looks bad. The offense has no depth, and Altuve is getting older. Carlos Correa is old and always injured. It's gonna be a weird year for them.
They might finish in fourth. I
They might.
I could
If
see
the
their
A's
selling
bats
fast.
if the Athletics bats are hot, they might finish 4th. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good year for Houston. If you're Seattle, like this is your division to lose. You should easily
is.
be able to win 90 games with how talented they are. If the rotation can stay healthy, they can win 100 games.
Yeah, and Seattle still has arguably the best prospect pool in the MLB right now, even after the trade.
Yes, they do. but
And a lot of these guys can be called up and should be called up at some
they're
point
not
this
going
season.
to be. Seattle, they fumble the ball on the 1 yard line. They cannot get these guys up into the major leagues and contributing nearly quickly enough. That's been the one flaw with their prospect development.
Yeah, I mean, this team should be good for like the next 5 to 8 years easily. Like realistically,
8 to 15.
that's big for baseball. That is a big window.
With how
That is a
talented they are and
Dodgers
how good the
window.
prospect pool is, and how good their reputation is going to be for developing prospects, they will be able to get enough assets
Okay,
for the long run.
all right, I like it. Let's get into the signings here. We got a couple to go over. The big one, Framber Valdez. He's going to the Detroit Tigers. 3 years, $115 million. They have an amazing 1-2 punch there. The Central should be theirs at this point right now too,
Yeah, we can
with
go ahead
whatever
and mark
Cleveland's
that.
doing.
We can go ahead and mark him down for that. Cleveland's
Yeah,
a joke.
the Valdez signing, it really just makes them look much better.
Yeah, Scooble now, like this is probably the best pitcher he's ever played with, right? Like
Yeah,
Flaherty,
on his roster,
Flaherty
like
maybe.
Jack Flaherty was okay, but Valdez
Yeah,
is just
Valdez is legit.
super consistent.
As long as he doesn't punch out, Dillinger's the catcher.
Dylan Dingler.
Yeah, yeah. Look, as long as he's nice with everybody, he's going to be a very good pitcher. 3 years is about the
Yeah.
right length of contract I'd give for him at this age because, look, I know he hasn't been on the major leagues as a prominent player that long. He did come up a bit older, so I think 3 years is a good length for his contract. He's getting paid $115 million, but he has to live in Detroit, so life isn't always fair.
Yeah, now it rounds out the rotation. Your number five guy is Reese Olson, who had like a low 3 ERA across about 140 innings last year. A very deep rotation. It makes the bullpen look better. Same thing as Seattle. They've got a great farm system with guys ready to be called up too. This should be their all-in window, assuming Scooble isn't re-signed. Go all in right
Same
here.
issues though, Keenan. No offensive depth.
Yeah, well, exactly. They've got some guys ready to get called up. McGonigal and Clark are two 5-tool players who should be probably on the opening day roster.
Sure, Keenan. I've seen this movie too many times with with teams like this. They just do not, cowboy up and trade for big bats, which is what they need to do. They need two or three hitters.
Yeah, they needed to sign Bregman,
Yeah,
which
the
I think we
Bregman
talked
thing,
about it before the
it made too
offseason.
much sense, Keenan. They needed to
Yeah,
sign
this one didn't.
Suarez. That made too
Yeah,
much sense. Like they needed power bats, and they have instead doubled down on pitching. Which that's not why you lost to Seattle in that long extra innings game. It's because you couldn't buy a fucking run.
yeah,
Like
yeah. You weren't trading
what will these
run for run in
morons
the
learn? They're
extras.
just trying to be smarter than everybody else. You don't need to be. Look, when
No.
you develop a good pitching staff, supplement that by giving them run support. And
Yeah,
don't just keep putting pressure on them by bringing in more pitchers. Give some guys some money to go and get you some runs to alleviate some of the stress that starting pitching staff is going to be taking on. Because unless the team scores five, like they're not going to be able to win any games unless the starters hold the team under three, which is not a very good position to be when you're always under the gun, always feeling like you need to pitch a great game for your team to win.
basically.
No,
But we're gonna keep it
no,
rolling.
not basically truth, fact.
Truth. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
It was
basically, you're
yeah.
basically right. Tell me I'm not right.
You're basically no. You're all right.
All right.
It's a weak offense. There's no depth, but we're gonna keep it going here. Do you know where your guy Eugenio Suarez is headed?
I do because he's my boy and he's heading to my second team, the Cincinnati Reds. This made so much sense. The Reds
It did.
need power, missed on Schwarber, bringing in a veteran bat who's played in a lot of big games. And, the team that I've been kind of in their corner for the past couple of years thinking this, watch out for these guys, managed by Terry Francona, a lot of good, young, exciting players. Adding Suarez is the perfect player at this stage in his career to go over there and give them a hand this season.
Yeah, and I will say one other thing too here. This is the best chance Ellie De La Cruz has had to break out. This is the most talent he's had around him in his Reds career. A big power, boomer bust power hitter right behind him. Sal Stewart, who showed very good power in the limited time he saw last year. Assuming a healthy team, basically healthy team, this is his chance to break out. This is his
I
chance to.
think he's going to finish top 10 in MVP voting.
Let's hope so because he
Maybe
bet
top
on
five.
himself. he rejected
Oh
a
no.
contract extension
Oh,
for
I
this deal.
saw.
Yeah, I know. This is his chance. If he doesn't break out this year, I don't. It's is he going to break out?
Well, what
Like this
do
is his
you?
fourth season,
No, but like,
his fourth full season.
what does a breakout for Ellie De La Cruz look like to you? Because
He he cut down on the strikeouts last year,
he
so I'll
did.
say
He,
in that
he
same
took
range there.
strides last year. He took a lot of strides.
Yeah, but the slash line looked worse though.
No, the slash line did look worse. And
Like he needs the power numbers. He needs the 30 home runs, 30 stolen.
yeah,
He needs to be 30-30.
yeah,
That's
but
what he should be.
offensively, he
And
wasn't as
maybe he
good.
could probably even throw in 30 doubles there.
Yeah, I he's maybe the most interesting player to follow this year in baseball. Like he's
Yeah.
24 now.
And it was a little weaker of an offensive team.
Yeah, but I still think he can contribute meaningfully.
24-25. Yeah.
Oh,
But like
oh.
I said, I think the storyline is mostly because he rejected that contract.
Yeah, and it's tough because you see a lot of these guys in baseball like signing these really big contracts, right? Like, or sorry, when they're young, signing like really long term contracts, like Wilson
Yeah.
with the A's. We're gonna talk about that later. You saw the Boston kid. Well, what's his name? I
Roman Anthony.
8 years, 82, right? Like you see a lot of these guys locking themselves into deals that are extremely team friendly. Your Atlanta Braves locked up Ozzy Albies to one of the most team friendly contracts in the league, right?
A lot of their players.
Yeah, a lot of players do this. So you have to respect somebody who's willing to say, I know what I can do next year. I'm going to be able to have a 7 more season, 8 more season, finish top 5 in MVP, and you're paying me $500 million. So I think he's fully capable of that. The issue's been he can't play 162 pretty good games in a row. He has 10 really good, and then 10 really bad, and then 5 okay and 5 pretty good. So he's got to
Yeah.
figure out how to play 162 games very well.
Yeah, you said it perfectly there. This is his chance. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And we'll continue on the show. The A's, you just mentioned Jacob Wilson. He signed a long term deal with them to go along with Tyler Soderstrom and Lawrence Butler. They're doing what the Braves did a couple years ago, locking up their guys for cheap, buying out their RBers, and giving the team a few extra years with these players before they officially hit free agency. This
Yeah.
is a very smart move from a team that said we're going to spend when we're out of Oakland, and they've done it.
Yeah, I mean, this is everything that a good organization should be doing, which is retaining their young talent, buying low, making sure that the key contributors who are on your team now, who are young, are going to be locked up when they're in their prime years and getting better. And worst case scenario, you trade them and you sell high because they're on team friendly contracts. This is great. Like their offense is phenomenal and so fun to watch. They are playing a bit of pitcher roulette this coming year. We'll see how
Yeah.
that looks, but offensively, certainly their future seems to be pretty secured.
I got two things here. One, you can be a little disappointed you didn't even hear their name coming up in any of the pitching signings this
Yeah,
offseason.
that was disappointing for me.
Like at least last year they brought in Severino. They were really close to bringing in Max Fried as well. Nothing this year, which they desperately needed. You bring in a starter or two, you might push for the wild card, especially with how weak the West is. Number two, get Kurtz locked up before you
Yeah.
price yourself out.
Kurtz has to be signed in the next year, in the next calendar
Yeah,
year. He needs to be signed. Zach Gallen's out there still.
he is.
Kind of feels
Yeah.
like a great situation for him. Low pressure, like
The thing is, with the qualifying off because he rejected the qualifying offer, they would lose draft picks. The A's team does not want to
who
do that.
cares about draft picks?
Oh, I don't care. I'm just saying the A's do not like that.
Well, good for them, but eventually, like the best case scenario for those picks is they turn out to be a major league player as good as Zach Gallen. So
Yeah.
get rid of
Oh no, I want to say I'm on your side. I'm just saying like from the A's
yeah,
perspective,
because teams and a lot of fans I think overvalue draft picks.
they do. They want especially mid-round draft picks too. But
When you
I
look
would
at
like that
exceptions,
little I like that little shout go after Zach Gallen, bet on a little bounce back short term deal.
because who cares
Provide
about
some
draft picks?
veteran leadership too for this very young team.
Yeah, like they need, especially the young pitchers they have. They need a guy who's been around the block a couple times.
Yeah. He had that little Cinderella run in Arizona. He knows what October baseball
I
is
wouldn't
like. If
call
this
that Cinderella. They were a really good team.
They were the sixth seed though.
I think we all know how good offense. You know what? You're right. Keenan's right, guys.
Yeah.
As no, as always, Keenan's right. I'm not. Okay.
All right, all right. Um, I was a little shocked about this extension here. Jose Ramirez, another 7-year extension with the Guardians after calling out front office and ownership for not taking advantage of his team friendly deal. I thought he was going to force his hand a little bit, not fold immediately.
I don't get how you can call out the front office and the organization and then sign a 7-year deal after being like, yeah, these idiots couldn't build a team around me, and now, but 7 more years doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
like, hey, we'll do it this time. All right,
Oh,
twist my arm.
son of a bitch, you got me. Like, no, it doesn't make any
He's
sense.
not even like the fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
No, this is what is. Yeah, this is
They
just.
fooled him again.
Yeah, I have no words to describe what Jose Ramirez is thinking because I could not possibly picture myself making that decision in his shoes. It's all I'm gonna say.
Congrats, you might lose a wild card series again this year.
I don't know what he. You know what? As long as he's happy, I'm happy. But
You got to make it there first, though. It,
well, we'll see about that.
yeah. All right. I
I
think
don't
this is
get,
what
I don't
everyone's
get
been
what he's doing
waiting
with his
for.
career. I don't understand what is
I guess he loves Cleveland. I guess he loves the
first
city.
guy to ever love Cleveland.
Yeah, apparently him and Miles Garrett, because he doesn't want to leave too for some reason.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the World Baseball Classic. There was this is past by now because the rosters have been announced. Puerto Rico is in, but there was a little rumor for them maybe pulling out because of all the Latin players for their country having insurance problems. No Francisco Lindor, despite playing at least 150 games in every year of his Mets tenure. No Carlos Correa. Jose Barrios is only there if they make the second round. No Javier Baez for a suspension, which we can talk about in a moment. This was a weird year for insurance. I don't remember this being a big problem in 2023.
I believe Miguel Cabrera and Kershaw did not have insurance. I believe they were the two guys who I can think of who were denied insurance.
Yeah, and those were they were aging players, and
Yeah.
Kershaw had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, so I mean, they consider. I mean, I who looked at? I think it's National Finance Partners, from what I'm reading here. Um, it is
Welcome to
disappointing.
America.
Okay, Keaton. I don't think that insurance for $100 million your athletes is the welcome to
No,
America
yeah,
when you think it is. But I don't understand how a tournament produced by Major League Baseball and its Players Association can fail to insure its top stars.
yeah. The whole
I
point
would
of
have
this
thought,
tournament.
like an idiot, that they would have figured this out before the tournament, or before we're a month away from the tournament, or weeks away from the tournament. So
Yeah, this it could have been a problem that was resolved by the rosters being announced last night. Like this whole insurance thing,
it is
it's
stupid.
because Lindor had one off-season surgery, but he was ready for spring training.
Yeah, and I mean, like
Like,
Correa. I mean, Correa physically, I get declining Correa's physical.
yeah, the Correa one makes sense. You can make an argument for why he should
And
be
then Baez
declined.
got popped for weed 4 years ago, so he's out.
Yes.
Which, like, I don't understand. He looks like the most stressed out guy ever. He's definitely not smoking.
No, have you ever seen him throw a
No,
baseball?
no, I have Keenan. I've seen a lot of air. I've seen those airmails.
You've seen him swinging a ball bouncing in the other box. That guy,
It looks like he gets electrocuted when he swings. Sometimes
he does.
maybe the weed's good for him. He needs to relax a bit.
Yeah. Also, Byron Buxton's playing.
Yeah, I don't know how his insurance got approved. That's some bullshit. Because that guy's made of fucking glass.
And I think that's a lot. Nobody specifically said this, but I feel like this is the center of a lot of the complaints from these Latino countries. Is Byron Buxton
Latina country?
being allowed to
I
play?
think you mean Latin countries. Latina.
Sorry, Latin countries.
Jesus, Keenan got Latina's on the brain.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Like, I mean, Trout didn't get insurance.
Yeah, but that one kind of made sense though.
He is getting older, and age is a significant factor in being able to get insurance for these guys. But I mean, obviously, like they look at past injury history, guys who needed off season surgery. Like Altuve was out. I think Ellie De La Cruz.
That was Astros kept him out though.
Yeah, no, but he was also denied insurance coverage too.
Okay. Okay.
Ellie De La Cruz. I think lost coverage. I want to say
I think so. I think there was a little
there's been a
confusion
lot
there,
of
but I'm pretty
guys
sure
who,
he lost coverage.
and don't forget what happened to Edwin Diaz a couple of years ago at the World Baseball Classic, right? Like,
But he's playing though. He got approved.
no, no, I said, but think about an instance like that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Okay.
that might be why teams are more stingy, and NFP might be more stingy on the insurance. But it is really stupid how a tournament run by Major League Baseball cannot guarantee their top stars in the tournament. Like, imagine if at the Four Nations face-off, Connor McDavid didn't play, or Matthew Tkachuk didn't play for Team USA, or William Nylander didn't play for Sweden, or Aho didn't play for Finland. You'd be like, this is stupid. This is a farce. And you're
Yeah.
right to think that because it is stupid.
Yeah. It's weird, and they intend to
It's not
have
weird.
this
It's
tournament.
stupid. It's.
It's yeah,
I'm past
but
the point of calling it weird. It was weird when it was a couple. It's really stupid now that it's a lot of guys.
yep.
Like Ellie De
No,
La
you're
Cruz
right.
is fine physically. Look at the fucking guy. Okay,
Lindor.
Lindor's a workhorse. Like I don't.
Lindor publicly came out and expressed his disappointment that he can't play.
Yeah, like
Like,
if you're Major League Baseball, I don't like. It's not. It would have been weird if like it was just one weird thing, right? Like if it's just one guy. But when it's like a significant amount of guys, it's stupid. I'm sorry, I don't know who's doing the physicals, but
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I think the fans are owed a statement by somebody high up in Major League Baseball about this.
definitely. You handicapped Puerto Rico's team while they're hosting a pool.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time the U.S. has fucked Puerto Rico.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm
But yeah, I just hope they intend to have this tournament every 3 years. I hope this problem is gone by 2029. That this is not a problem by then
Wasn't a
at
problem last
any
time though.
time.
So they created a problem that now we're like, oh man, imagine if they get rid
They
of the
did.
problem.
Yeah, you're right. They did create this problem, but
Yeah. So
with how much public backlash there's been with it, you gotta fix it. You cannot go into 2029 with these same problems.
yeah, no, I completely agree.
Like,
Do we want to talk about Team Canada's roster now?
I think we do. I think we
Because
do.
the roster looks like it's a legit major league offense.
It might be the best roster they've thrown out there in the tournament history.
Yeah, probably the deepest offensively.
Like
Pitching is
maybe the most MLB players too.
yeah, it is majority major league players, right? Like
Yeah, like the starting nine should be all MLB guys.
no, 100%. And I mean, it's I don't want to rag on like how good this team could be, but it could be so much better.
Yes,
Like
like the
pitching wise, they're thin. They're really thin.
yeah, that's always been a problem. I feel like that's always been a problem for Canada.
I mean, just depth is a problem with Canada in baseball.
Yeah, but like right now we got stars at the position players, but the pitching is thin.
Yeah, when like Mike Soroka's the front man. Ooh.
You're bringing James Paxton back.
I mean, Cal Quantrill's a major league pitcher. Jameson Taillon's good. Like,
Jameson Taillon is good, but you don't have Nick Pivetta, who's coming off a very strong 2025. Jonah Tong isn't playing this year too. He's a very good, very young player.
no Kate Smith or
Looking to
Matt
break out.
Brash. Your two best relievers, right there. Boom and boom, dead.
Yeah, and obviously no Freeman, who's taking it off for personal reasons, which
Good news
sucks.
though. Good news. No Jordan Romano. So that's
No Jordan
huge.
Romano.
That's
Yeah,
really good for
that
Team Canada.
he would have blown one game and not
He
taken
is
the
so
field
fucking
again.
dog shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, no Cade Smith not playing kind of
Smith
sucks.
and Brash. That would have been your 1-2 in the bullpen.
Yeah, if you get to the M8 and 9, you win in the game.
Yeah,
And
and
this is their chance to finally make it out of the group stage.
especially
They're
before
playing
Rico's depletion.
Yeah, they're playing in a very weak pool.
Yeah, and I mean, but there is going to come a moment where they're going to need the pitching staff to help out and really pull their weight. I'm not sure if they can.
No, but they're playing a weak Puerto Rico team, Cuba, who has none of the MLB guys playing for them because they don't want to, Panama and Colombia. Realistically, who do you think wins this pool?
Canada or Panama?
Yeah. Colombia's kind of decent though. I would not be surprised. They got some MLB guys
It
there.
should be Team Canada with the offense. The offense should
It
power
should be,
through.
but we have seen the pitching implode
Oh,
almost every year.
yeah, and not having not having your I can say your three best pitchers is not going to make it better.
Yeah, I'm still. This is the best chance they've had to ever make it out of the
And if they make
group
it out of
stage.
if they make it out of pool play, that's a win.
It is a win. It's a big win. What I would like to say, not for this one, not for this World Baseball Classic, but just because of how good the Toronto Blue Jays are and how much Canada's behind them right now, Toronto to host a pool in 2029.
I think that's a great idea. I think the Jays need to really build off of this momentum that they have this year.
That's
And,
true.
and if they
Yeah.
can, rally baseball culture in Canada, then why not have Canada host a pool in the next tournament, right? If they can continue to build support, shit, if they need a second stadium, Montreal's right down the road. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I'm really excited to see Team Canada play. I don't really want James Paxton to pitch, even though he's a Delta guy. I just don't think it's going to end pretty.
No, it would be maybe an inning in relief, just for a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
One inning in relief in a dead game.
So I don't know. I'm excited for the World Baseball Classic despite all of the changes.
Oh, I'm very excited for it as well. It's especially with, like I said, Canada having a chance
Yeah,
to
going
make it to the
in,
quarterfinals.
going into a big tournament, feeling your country has a chance to get out of its pool or the group stage round robin is all you need as a fan.
Yeah.
All you need.
Well, like last
you know,
2023, they lost to the U.S. and I was like, all right, it's done.
yeah, it was you, and you knew it was over.
You knew it was over, yeah. But this year, there's some optimism here. Like,
No, there's for the first time, long time really, right? Like you have the Naylor brothers, you have Tyler O'Neill, you like the outfield is really elite, right? Owen
don't
Casey,
hit the ball to Denzel Clark.
huh?
Don't hit the ball to Denzel
No,
Clark.
he's getting hatchet, and you have Tyler O'Neill, who Denzel Clark's going to make room for, and O'Neill's offense is going to make up for it. And
Yeah.
Casey can really break out here. They have a legit major league infield. Josh Naylor is as good a hitter in Major League Baseball as you'll probably find, right? Like when he's really hot, he had a great postseason. Bo Naylor had a really great second half, so I think there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic. Russell Martin and Justin Morneau are part of the staff, so I don't know if you're a big Canadian baseball guy, like you and I are. It's exciting to see a really talented
is.
roster put together.
It's a very talented roster. It's a very exciting time for international baseball and for Canadian baseball fans.
100%.
I think that's the best way to put it, and I think that's the best way to end the episode here, unless you got something else.
Nothing else on my end, but I'm calling it Gallon to the A's.
All right. There you go. You heard it here first. We will see you guys soon.